All right, so this is maybe 15, 20 minutes after I posted the last video. I wanted to talk about something else, which is kind of related, which I can talk about within my life. I want to kind of talk about, a little bit about exclusivity, being exclusive, or even just that word, being cool, being in, the in crowd. I don't call it being in, the cool crowd, the uncool crowd, the losers. The words that I've picked up in the recent time, and this word has really caught on. I think in the last 10 years, is fuckboy, right? They call fuckboys like a loser, or like he's just I don't know. You tell me. Maybe you know this better than me. And then sometimes they apply that to sometimes to girls. And I'm not telling you to call anybody any of these names. I'm just kind of talking about this exclusivity and stuff. So, what are some forms of exclusivity? How about being popular or being cool? So, I'll tell you some stuff about myself. Some cool shit that I see. I'll tell you, and this sounds fucked up. I think it was Ross Kemp on gangs. He went to Jamaica. I think he went to Kingston to see I think it was called, I forgot what they were called, but they had a gang, right? Like a really notorious gang. And Ross was usually meets with people to get like a high profile person. So they told him that he could meet the gang leader. He went to meet the gang leader, and he found out the gang leader was only 20 years old, right? And he was a leader. And he was very like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And that guy was kind of like, well, apparently he was the most popular guy, and he became the leader. Unfortunately, just as Ross Kemp was leaving away from his documentary, it came on the news that he had been shot and killed. Unfortunately. You know what I mean? But hey, he was the fucking man. He was number one. He was numero uno. He was a gang leader, but he got shot and killed. Bye-bye. All right? I'm not being disrespectful to gangs here, but if you can't laugh at this, or you're gonna tell me I gotta be sick, anyways. Then people talk about, how do you become exclusive or whatever. And I'm not hating on anybody. Somebody might be like, well, why? A girl might say, why isn't my best friend or my cousin or my boyfriend cool enough to be this or be that? And some idiot, some guy that I think is a total idiot is. You know what I mean? Or a total loser is. Now, have I lost in my life? Have I ever taken L's? Absolutely not. Never. I've always won. I'm undefeated in everything. No, that's not true. I've had a million losses in my life. I started from the shittiest level that you can start from. I've told you I grew up in the shittiest fucking situation ever. And all that. And I legit went through the levels. You know what I mean? Like, I started from, I didn't escape, and I tried it at first. I tried escaping and going right to a higher level. It didn't really work, It didn't work. And this situation, this dead time, forced me to kind of go back to level one and have to pick myself up and push myself up and take myself higher. You know what I mean? I deserve a lot of, anyways, look, man, in this world, you gotta understand, man, fuck science and fuck everything. Genuine things make a big difference, man. A crocodile's reputation in Australia is felt in fucking Florida, man. Okay? If you don't believe in that, dude, there's social media. Okay? There's social media. There's everything, everybody knows what's going on. When you do something genuinely, it shows. Especially when you're talking about any kind of group that's exclusive. And I don't say I like every exclusive group. There's some that I don't like. But if you're in an exclusive group, for example, let's say for a genuine reason, you've done something to be in that group. The guys in there can tell if you're genuine or fake. They can look at you and be like, this guy's a fake. They can look at you and be like, this guy's a real fake. Simple as that. If you were at one time very good at some sport, or now are good, or whatever the case is, some guys can look at you and they can tell that you're like, they can tell how good you are. You know what I mean? You may have played good sometimes, but they can tell looking at you how good you are, for example. So, you get a lot of that. Well, And the thing with me is I started from level 0, so I got all the abuse, all the discrimination, right from being a kid. I have the faintest memory in Houston, Texas. We went for some kind of little fair for some school. I was in 6 years. I don't remember how old I was, but there's pictures from it. And I remember I went to shoot the basketball. It was a basketball game, and it was an old white lady who was like kind of volunteering. Maybe she was a teacher or something, and she was doing it. And I went to shoot, and you know what she did? She went to the other kid. Here, come before him. And she put the white kid before me, gave him the ball, and he shot it. And then when he was done, she gave it to me, and I just happened to miss and hit her in the face. So, but it was a soft basketball, like a play ball. And then I was very young at that time. I was just like a little kid. But I remember from that moment, and I've always been discriminated against. I remember like our family. We took a road trip with the old man's friends, his and their family, his friends and their family. And when we got to Florida, his friend's family went to Disneyland, and we stayed home. You know what I mean? Literally, these guys went to Disneyland for 2 or 3 days straight while we sat home doing nothing. And what I was told was we don't have enough money. Now, I'll tell you one thing. I know there's kids who are pieces of shit. And when the mother or father tells them, dude, we don't have any money, they start yelling and crying and all that. I accepted it. You know, when they told me we don't have money, you can't go to Disneyland, I have never cried about money in my life. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking about when I don't have enough money for something, I never cried about it. Because logically, I was like, well, I'm a kid, and I'm not able to make my own money. And whoever's making the money that's supposed to be looking after me doesn't have enough money. You know, not everybody has money to go to Disneyland, which we don't have money, but what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit in this situation, cry, and be sad? What is that going to do for me? The only thing I can do is be positive. What do I have here? I got a TV here. I can watch cartoons. Positive, you know, and that's always been my attitude. I've been discriminated against so much, especially when I got older, even in jail. It's everywhere, you know. It was always, why are people treating him like, oh, this guy's better, that guy's better, this guy's a fucking informant, you know, or this guy's undercover, or this guy has a lot of police community contacts. And this guy has no contacts that anybody knows of. And if you do find out who his contacts are, we're gonna fuck him over. You know, it was that kind of... Dude, I got all the discrimination in the world. I've been treated like shit for no reason. Not having done anything wrong. Not have caused it. And I still been treated like... Dude, I've gotten... I know what an unfair life is like. I know what it's like. Sometimes, you know, I hear about people and they hear about stories, they start crying and stuff. And I'm like... Dude, I started life like that, so why would I cry? My life started at level 0. You know, I started off in the worst situation that I could start. I'm not telling you some true life lies. You know how true life goes, you know, it was tough growing up. Dude, this guy was like fucking rolling in money. He was doing the rap thing for his rep. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was trying to make money and get signed. He already had all that. You know what I mean? So... I didn't have that. I remember growing up with kids, and dude, I was legit scared to get into a fight when I was wearing glasses, because I knew that I was gonna get a lot of shit if I broke them. I was afraid to play sports and break my glasses. You know what I mean? And because there was all this pain coming down on me, and I couldn't deal with all that pain. You know what I mean? And it was really tough, man. But you know, there were kids who like, they're fucking, oh, here you go, here's a new car, oh, here's this, here's that, you know what I mean? I never lived like that, man, you know what I mean? And a lot of people hate me for it. A lot of people hate me for it. I know people hate me for it. I know they hate me for it. You know, because they want to laugh at me that I grew up shitty and all that, and they grew up nice. And they can even make themselves feel, so what if he's getting more, what if he's doing better than me now? Who cares? Who cares? Because all my life I lived so good, and he's lived a shitty life, so I win anyways. I'm not about winning or losing. I'm not into that whole winning and losing thing. I don't care if somebody calls me a loser. I'll take it as a compliment or whatever. No, I don't care. Yeah, you know what, man? Like, a lot of your character speaks too. People can look at your character. I've told you, I knew I had integrity. There were times in my life when I do something, I'd be like, dude, what if I got in trouble for it and I had to see a judge? What would I say to the judge? And I would rehearse it in my mind. I'd see a judge and I'd say, sir, this was a situation and this happened. And the judge would give me the benefit of the doubt because of my integrity and everything. Like, I would be playing that in my mind. And when they didn't really do shit for me, but when I met it, they didn't do fuck all for me. But when I met the judges, they were very respondent to me. You know what I mean? Like, little subtle things I noticed in their facial expressions, and they were like, and I was like, whoa, one day, you know what I mean? I could see it. It was like, they were looking at me like, you have no idea how high the level of your integrity is. In a line of work where integrity is so strongly important, because people want the most integral person, and they're looking at me like, you got no idea what your word means and how much integrity you genuinely carry with you. You know what I mean? And that's when I realized that. But I've lived my last 7 years have been absolutely horrible. And I talked to you about prior yesterday. I already did that. Okay, what else can I talk about? So yeah, this whole exclusive thing. If you have money, you can be part of a club. If you're a millionaire, you're in the millionaires club. Your friends are millionaires. You guys hang out together and do your thing. If all of you like soccer and you're very good, you can hang out with each other, being sports guys. Whatever the case is, I don't know. Now, you want to ask me where I come from. Well, I talked about that too last night. I was like, dude, I can't even talk about the type of guy that I am. The type of guy that I am, and I tried. I kept deleting the video. I would talk and I deleted it. I wouldn't even get to the point of talking. I get to the point of talking and think to myself mentally, I can't even talk about this. So I can't even talk about the type of guy I am. So how am I going to talk about the type of guy I am? You know what I mean? How do you get ahead of, I don't know, man. I really don't care. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you're a crybaby if you do. Some people cry about it. Oh, why don't I get attention like that? Why don't I get the same thing? Why don't I get the same thing? I've never had that mentality. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for the level that I'm at and what I'm getting right now. I'm grateful for it. I mean, I just live with it, like, what can I do? You know what I mean? Are you telling me, first of all, when it comes to fighting for stuff, if I'm taking way bigger actions than anybody, which I did, tried working harder than everybody else, tried taking bigger actions, and when it still wasn't good enough, the only thing that really helped me after getting a presence and whatnot was really just leveling up, man. Just forget about being basic. I'm gonna be higher in every way that I can. I'm gonna become higher. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it just way better than anyone else can. That's how you get like #1 athletes and top businessmen or whatever. You just do things at a higher level. Do you know what I mean? And that I have. Now, person-wise, I've told you, and person-wise, I'm never changing. I've always been that guy. But the fact that I've leveled up now, the fact that I've leveled up now, I can live like an adult. I'm an adult now, genuinely. And I can live like an adult. I can breathe like an adult. I can do like an adult. I can act like an adult. I can work like an adult. I can make decisions like an adult. And that's all it is. I don't really even think about it. And I really don't care. You know what I mean? If tomorrow they said that I was the most popular guy in the world, I'll be honest with you, I would not give a flying piece of crap. I could care less if the world named me the most popular guy in the world. I could give a shit, man. I don't care about medals or awards, or I don't give a fuck about any of that. I care about my real, genuine life. I live in the moment and I live for the moment. And I'm not worried about and I know that I know some people are kind of, it's sad to say some people are F boys. I shouldn't even say the word. I don't want to say it's a very nasty word. Some people are F boys or F girls. I don't know. That's what I hear. But I know that I'm not. You know what I mean? And some people are. And dude, it's so obvious. You're the type of person that cries because somebody had a better day than you. You are a fuck boy or a fuck girl. And that's the reality, man. That's just that's a real. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of what it is. Let me get into the second part.